That's right. Back and better than ever. It's bright and early, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bears had a game yesterday. And we got to talk a little bit of Bears football, baby. A lot to get into on today's episode. I need Bear Downs in the chat. Drop them Bear Downs in the chat. Drop the Bear Downs in the comments below. On today's episode, got a chance to look at the new coaching staff firsthand. Got to talk about our first impressions of what we saw out of Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen. Then we got to take a look at that left tackle competition. Thought the left tackle competition was interesting yesterday. Can't sit here and say I felt like anybody dominated the job. And also taking a look at the biggest questions and answers of the season. Day one is here, baby. Preseason one is here. Ladies and gentlemen, the date is 8/11/2025. It's 7:04 in the morning. And I need y'all to put the word out there. Morning Breeze is back. Hey, 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 hey. That's right, we back. Get the music, 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 get the music. Appreciate y'all, man. But tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, man, we are back on the Morning Breeze. We're going to get this back cracking. Wasn't able to do it because of training camp, but now all of the practices are later in the evening. I think I practiced today at like 3 p.m. I don't even know if I'm going to that practice. I ain't even going to stunt with you. That's one of them ones where it's traffic wins the fight on that one. Yeah, I hear about it. But no, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always, man. We saw football yesterday. Now, it was preseason football. Can't sit here and say that it was the greatest football of all time, but it was, in fact, Chicago Bears football. And we got to take a look at this new Chicago Bears coaching staff. And I'll tell you what, I thought that what we saw out of that team was a breath of fresh air. When it came to doing the simple thing, when it came to doing the right thing, we saw that on a consistent basis as far as putting players in a position to go out there and be successful. Wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel. Felt like a very preseason game. I don't feel like you can have grand takeaways on a, what is the future of this team going to be conversation here. But if you want to just compare to what we saw from our coaching staff last season, the common sense was off the chart. And I think that's something that we can say is a step in the right direction. Defensively, I mean, you take a look at Dennis Allen's defense. We've talked about over the last few times, right, that, listen, the Bears defense clearly is ahead of the Bears offense. I thought we continued to see that on display yesterday. Now, again, I'm not one of these people who's going to rag on the quarterback or just wants to, be down on, anybody that's out there that's not Caleb Williams so that you don't have to have the Caleb Williams fight. I'm not going to sit here and say, Tyson Bagent, you didn't get the job done, buddy. You didn't do good enough, because we know he was standing out there essentially behind last year's offensive line. He didn't have a shot to go out there and make plays. And I'm glad that we also can see on display how important the offensive line is, to the point where even with Ben Johnson, even with all the changes, even with anything, like, it's not just swap the coaches around. You got to improve the team. Poor Tyson Bagent, he's out there running for his life last night. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, how it was a terrible day for Tyson, because we know why it was a terrible day for Tyson. And it wasn't even that bad of a day. It was actually still a pretty good day for Tyson Bagent. But, it's one of those things where you look at it and go, you could have had a little bit more there. Tyson Bagent yesterday, 13 for 19, 103 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That interception was a tough one. Then we saw Case Keenum come in, 8 for 10, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns versus the 2s and the 3s. But I thought offensively, overall, you had a team that was out there that looked like they actually, were in the right spot, knew what they were doing, still had some of the pre-snap procedural issues at times. Not a ton of stuff that was an issue, but at times you did have some of those things pop up. And I thought the big story of the day was the Dennis Allen defense kind of stepping up early versus the number ones. And then as that second unit came in, you continued to get that pressure at the goal line. As the third unit came in, you continued to get that pressure at the goal line. I thought that the defense, to me, was truly the conversation that needed to be had yesterday, because you had a defensive unit that was willing to go out there and was what looked like they had been in that defense for years. Now, was it a perfect day? No. And I'm sure that Dennis Allen wouldn't give you that it was a perfect day yesterday. But early on, you get a 4-and-out stop, or you get a 3-and-out stop on the defense. They go for it on 4th down. You don't get the stop there, but you had your 2s in versus Tua and the 1s. And Tua and the 1s look like Tua and the 1s, but you did a pretty good job slowing them up. You did a pretty good job making things difficult for them with your second unit. That's good play calling. That's when you're putting people in position to be successful. That's when you're putting people in position to make plays. You still got to go out there and make the play. And again, you had the 2s versus the 1s. That's a very different situation for a quarterback or a defense to be able to get to the quarterback. It's not like you're going after Zach Wilson. When Zach Wilson got in, they were able to get after Zach Wilson, right? Like that's the big thing for me with, the coaching staff. Are they putting you in positions where they're taking away your ability to make plays because of how they're calling plays? I didn't feel like we saw that from Dennis Allen. I didn't feel like we saw that from Ben Johnson. And to be honest with you, I think yesterday was a very vanilla play call from both sides. We didn't see a ton of the exotic stuff that Dennis Allen has been doing versus Caleb Williams in practice. We didn't see a ton of the switched up fronts. We didn't see a ton of blitz yesterday. Like, it truly was we got a football game to play today. Let's go out here. Let's make sure that nobody gets hurt, and let's finish out the day. And in that, as a Bears fan and as somebody who covers the team on a consistent basis, it felt light years better. It felt light years better than what we had last season. Again, just from a common sense standpoint, I thought how Ben Johnson operated the 2-minute drill, again, with an offensive line that's pretty porous. I thought how he operated the 2-minute drill at the end of the half to put you in a position to kick that field goal. Loved it. Handled the timeouts well. I thought maybe burned that last timeout a little quick. I would have liked to see them a little bit more in hurry up, but it puts you in a position for points. Love it. That's the goal, get in a position to score at the end of the half. I don't know where Cairo Santos got that kick from. Were any of you like me yesterday? Watching Cairo Santos kick, that was at a 57-yarder, just going, what the heck was that? Where'd you pull that from? Pterodactyl Pops in the comments said the middle of the field was open too often for my liking. DA's defense normally protects that better, so hopefully we see improvement. Well, you also have to think in the middle of the field with your first team defense. I do think that you're going to, I mean, it's a lot different with a Tremaine Edmonds out there. It's a lot different with a TJ Edwards out there. Your linebacker room is probably one of your thinner rooms. It truly is. Your linebacker room, after those two, it does get thin real quick, right? That's why you're trying to get a Ruben Hippolyte up to speed. But even in that, right, I thought you saw Noah Sewell do a pretty good job as far as one of the guys in that room stepping up. Now, does he need to improve in coverage? Sure. I think this is truly, I mean, honestly, that's kind of Noah Sewell's first time getting put in that position, if I'm not mistaken, in game. I don't think that he's played. That's his first preseason that he's been healthy for. So he's never really been put in that position, and he's being put in that position in Dennis Allen's defense. So him and Ruben Hippolyte together, I thought was that was a good learning experience for them. It's where you have to build up those trenches. And I thought Noah Sewell had a nice day yesterday, making some plays too. But to me, overall, while I would agree that middle of the field was a little bit more open, I'm also going, okay, but is Tremaine going to make that play? Can TJ get there? And it's going to be a tough day as far as, I shouldn't say tough. It's going to be a lot more difficult on the linebacker because your corners are in man. So you're going to have guys coming across that lane. You got to send a message. Me and Herb were talking about this. Not that you want to headhunt or play dirty, but you got to send a little bit of a message where you can't just get these free rushing lanes in here. You're going to have to go through somebody to just run this way. And your DBs have to be a little bit more aggressive in that situation as well. You can't just give them those crossing routes. But I was encouraged by how DA called the game. Again, the execution, I think, is different. You have 2s and 3s. And when you saw, finally the matchups kind of be the same, I think you saw the Bears start to look a lot better defensively and offensively. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Getting back to the morning breeze. Put the word back out there that we will be back doing this Monday through Friday, 7 to about 7:45 a.m. Having a great time rocking with you guys, man. Appreciate y'all for chiming in the comments. Who all in the comments today? We got Joe Lavia in the building. First commenter. Shout out to that. Bears Junkie in the building. Bear down forever. The Games Report. It's Crimson here. Our resident Packer fan, Jimmy Hoffa, in the building. Baki's in the chat. Baki was good. Crimson in the building. Ernest in the building. Evie Warrior in the building. He said, Sewell is leveled up this season. Great to see. It is great to see. I mean, it's been, what? This has got to be year 4 for Noah Sewell or 3? Let's see. Noah Sewell. I know you're on here because you did make a tackle yesterday. Yeah, 6 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 3 assisted tackles. I think the big thing we got to talk about as well as this is Noah Sewell's. This is 3rd season, going into his 3rd season here. The big thing you got to talk about as well from yesterday's game and the utilization of this Bears defense is Austin Booker. I asked you to do one thing yesterday. I asked you to go out there and make plays. I asked you to go out there and prove to Dennis Allen that your weight does not matter. I asked you to go out there and show out so that there was not a question that you should be in the mix for these defensive ends as far as backups or whatever. And I get it. You're going up against 2s and 3s. But when you talk about pounds over power or power over pounds, we saw Austin Booker moving people yesterday. We saw him pushing people out of the way yesterday. We saw him getting around guys. We saw him using that spin move to have guys going the wrong way. 3 sacks, 6 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, a forced fumble. Have yourself a day, young man. That's how you have yourself a day. That is 110% how you have yourself a day. I mean, I was so incredibly impressed by what that young man did yesterday. And I thought that Dennis Allen used him in some great ways. I thought that Dennis Allen put him in some really, really good positions and some one-on-one positions, and he took advantage of them. That's all you can ask for. You give the kid an opportunity, can the kid go make a play? You gave that young man an opportunity. He was able to go out there and make a play. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We are over 100 and a check. Games report said, Pat, how do you feel about the Bears going forward on 4th down with the game on the line during the regular season, over kicking the field goal, exciting or overconfident? It's who Ben Johnson is. It's who Ben Johnson is. I think there's moments where we're going to say that was a great coaching decision. I think there's moments where we're going to say, oh my God, what the heck are you doing? Take the points. It's who Ben Johnson is. There are going to be times where it's the wrong call. There's going to be times where it's the right call. That more times than not, it's always the right call as far as EPA per play. Because when you're that close to the end zone, it's telling you should be coming away with 7. There's going to be times where it's something that we look back at in the game and we say, hey, this is a problem. There's going to be other times where it's something that we look back at in the game and, we say that this is great to have. Pterodactyl pops, a Booker can play like that every game, then Dio needs to invest in aura to protect that back door. I don't know what that means, Pterodactyl pops. Hey, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't like that comment. I'm not a fan of that one. That was a wild comment there. No, if Book can play like that every game, I mean, you gave him the opportunity. I think he showed you a lot. You have to, of course, do it again and again and again, and that's going to be the coaching point. Hey, good game, kid. But it does feel like this is what we see from Austin Booker fairly often. It does feel like this is the Austin Booker we normally get when you give him that opportunity. As let's see if I can load this up in here. And again, new system. Gotta change this up. See if we can get Mr. Sleepy in the building. Give me a second. Only thing I don't like about this is I can't. Let's see. Boom, baby. I can't preview this. It's the only thing that I hate about this thing. And for some reason, it never just lets me let you in. As Jordan JC is in the background, trying to get him onto the show here. Can you just do what I need you to do? Boom. Paste. Refresh. No? Okay. I'm going to have to figure this out. Give me a second. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I'll get you in here in a second, JC. Mr. Sleeps In. No. Oh, but let's see. All right. I got to do this. We got to add a browser. I got to do it the annoying way for some reason. And paste. No. Bruh. There it is. Oh, nope. Page not found. God dog it. We got to get this. We got to get this figured out. Yeah, maybe. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful Jordan JC in the building. Let's add his audio in.
God.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, rise and shine, guys.
Oh, yeah, rising something, all right. Phil.
It's 7 o'clock somewhere, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 7 o'clock.
There we go. All right, JC, how you doing, buddy? Huh?
Oh, good. Same old same. Just trying to get these birds out the way. They got me
I bet
late.
you are. What are your thoughts on everything that I've talked about already?
I agree. I concur. Yeah, I concur.
Talk about the new coaching staff, man. Talk about, kind of what we have with the new what we got to see out of Dennis Allen and all of that, and what we got to see out of Ben Johnson. What were your first impressions?
Very impressive. First of all, I love the body language. I don't think I've seen a coach celebrate plays and it's not, I guess that's neither here nor there, but still at the same time, I've never seen a coach celebrate the plays the way Ben Johnson has when they stopped them on that 4th down near the goal line. I think it was Noah Sewell that came in and just completely just deadened the play at the start with the run in. That was amazing to me.
Yeah, big play. That was a big play.
Did a little fist pump, little body swole up or whatever you want to call it. Like that was pretty impressive. But overall, I think every part of the staff, you saw them, pan to Eric Bieniemy. You saw them pan to Al Harris. I love everybody's language. Like Al Harris, when I think it was Terrell Smith that had the dropped interception that could have been a house call.
Yeah, that would have been a house call to win the game.
And the crazy part is he was like, okay, yeah, you did your job, but he almost he wants you to catch that ball.
Yeah.
It was like they're not satisfied with good enough. They want to be great, and I think that's what you're getting from this staff. But overall, I love it. I love, the defense, obviously, Dennis Allen. That was the main thing that was on display for me is the intensity and the aggressiveness of this defense from beginning to end. It didn't drop off. You saw them get after it. You saw one person, try to go for the tackle, and then the rest of the team just continue to hound that player, whoever had the ball. Like it was just all hands on deck on defense. That was impressive to me. And then, of course, special teams, needed some work, but at the end of the day,
Joey Taylor guy
don't
you start.
Don't you start with
in game. It doesn't look the same.
He's getting warmed up. All right,
He'll
be all right. He'll be all right for the season. But overall, yes, the staff looked really good. Very good coaching, very good on defense and on offense. You saw them take strides, and so that's what I was impressed with.
Yeah, no, I was impressed by the team overall. I've kind of had this conversation already, but now we can get into the left tackles. Appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love.
Yep.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. What'd you see from the left tackles yesterday, JC? I thought, there's one play that's getting thrown around on Braxton, getting beat, pretty bad. That's making its way around Twitter. But I thought there were some plays just like that for Ozzie that we talked about in game where Ozzie was getting beat to the outside. I thought that there was, to me, I didn't see a clear winner or loser in the competition from this game. And whether that's good or not, I mean, it doesn't feel great. There were plays where, again, Braxton, stood his ground. There were plays where Braxton's going the wrong way. There were plays where Braxton's getting beat inside. There were plays where Braxton dominated inside. It was a very up and down day. But I feel like we can say kind of those similar things for Ozzie Trapillo.
Well, if we're saying that similar things for Ozzie Trapillo, and we're talking about a veteran now, left tackle in Braxton Jones, then to me, I think there is an advantage for Ozzie Trapillo. He's a rookie versus somebody that's been in the league for almost, 3 + 4 years now?
This will be year 4 for Braxton.
4 years now. So I think that is the advantage, is the fact that if you're seeing the same things from both, the guy that should have the experience, that should have the edge in knowing what what's out there. He's been, playing against it for years now. He's been a starter. I think Ozzie does have the advantage because the first couple of snaps, first couple of reps for Ozzie, it seemed like he kind of had to get the speed
Got to
down.
figure it out. It's your first
Yeah,
time going
yeah.
up against NFL comp that's not your teammate.
Yeah, yeah. You had to get the speed down, and then I think after a while, you saw Ozzy kind of get a little bit more comfortable and get locked in, and with the speed of the game, and then it was pretty much, norm par for the course for him. So in my opinion, I think Ozzy Trapillo has the edge. If we're talking about that, and like you said, you got one of the clips that's kind of going viral, going around.
It's actually funny. Like his worst rep for Braxton was the touchdown.
That's exactly.
You threw the touchdown. You did score the touchdown, but
Yeah.
Braxton's getting cooked to the inside.
Yeah, you get knocked there. Yeah, so for me, I'm an Ozzy guy. I've been on Trapillo's side since training camp.
I got nervous. I didn't know you were going with that.
I'm on his side. All right, just his side. But no, I'm Team Ozzy for now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think I'm team whoever can keep the quarterback upright. I would say it didn't look like a great day for either of them. I thought it was a solid day for Ozzy. I thought it was maybe a little bit less of that for Braxton. Again, Braxton's first look at real competition in a long time. He's been out for a long time. I am glad that they let him play because I think this is the biggest conversation you have to have. I don't know if that line is so far where Braxton played so bad that, all of a sudden it's just you have to lean one way or the other. Like the left tackle competition to me, it's the biggest conversation around the Bears right now. It's going to continue to be the biggest conversation until we get a winner. And I'll be honest with you, even once you get a winner, it may still continue to be the biggest conversation because unless Ozzy steps up a lot, which I think there's going to be more improvement as he sees more NFL competition, practices for more NFL games and stuff like that, he's still a rookie. There's still going to be that learning curve. I know we think Ben Johnson's the savant of everything, but like there's going to be time that has to be taken. Are you going to just take that time with Ozzy this year and take the lumps that come with it? Those lumps could be Caleb Williams on the ground.
Well, as long as it's not 68 times, then I'm fine with, Ozzy Trapillo kind of having growing pains. I mean, that's going to happen with the rookie. They're going to be flashes, kind of like what we had with Darnell Wright, but we didn't sub him in and sub him out. As long as he's healthy and he solidifies that role, I'm fine with Ozzy Trapillo kind of learning on the fly and just getting better and better. That's part of the maturation. That's part of the process. Sometimes, even if you're having an up and down season as a rookie, you need that off season to continue to grow and to strengthen your body and to kind of get understanding of, like I said, the NFL game, the speed, the players that their tendencies, the things of that nature, stuff that, it just is only going to get better over time. You can't speed that process up as a rookie. And so as long as Ozzy is doing the things that he's supposed to, the basic things, which is obviously block well enough where Caleb can have enough, time, the basic stuff for a left tackle, then
block.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with him getting, better and better and kind of growing pain on the fly. So again, for me, it's Tom Ozzy. I was going to say Izzy for some reason.
Yeah,
Tom Ozzy, Team Ozzy, but
you went Tom Ozzy too. Are you trying to go Tom Izzo one? Yeah,
Michigan State.
I'm going Tom Ozzy.
Lucas Newman. All right, okay.
All righty.
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah.
I think the big thing you got to find out now is, okay, now that you know what your issues are, because this is truly what ended up happening to Braxton. Braxton knows what the problem is. He just can't fix it. That's the only thing.
Good.
Braxton knows it. He told all of us what the problem is. Hey, bull rush. I'm going the wrong way.
Can't do it.
You know what I mean? They get to, you know what I mean? Like, he knows what the issue is.
What is the workout on the off season for somebody that
Making
works?
sure that you're getting your hands inside and that you can maintain your strength while doing it.
So they
gotta have a good anchor. Gotta have a meaty
okay,
backside.
thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to get to.
I told y'all a
BBL
changed the game for him.
BBL Braxton. That's all you got to do.
Braxton.
You want to
BBL
get a BBL?
changed the game for
Okay.
him. Huh?
Yeah.
You gotta be able to anchor yourself down so that you don't get pushed through it.
Jesus.
Braxton has not been able to do that throughout 4 years of his career.
Yeah.
That may be kind of his weakness that is able to be exploited. Doesn't mean he can't be a starting left tackle in this league. Just means you got to know, excuse me, that that left side, you might go the wrong direction. With Ozzie may have the opportunity to overcome those.
Ozzie is stout. He's already stout.
He got a little more.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Well, I'm trying to. It's not even. It's all wild when you talk left tackles. There's a pause on the whole conversation.
He got a little thirst to him.
But I'm trying to think. Honestly, Ozzie's just big. I don't know if Ozzie has a meaty backside, if you will.
He's balanced from top to bottom. He doesn't look like a tooth. You know what I'm saying?
No, he does not look like a tooth. His body is consistent from beginning to end. I will give him that. But again, that's learning how to use that, learning what your weaknesses are, and then how do you improve upon them year over year. We won't know that until we start to see Ozzie get snaps on the field. So I think that there is a conversation. Yeah, it's not really a meaty backside. He's like you said, he's not built like a wisdom tooth. His legs are massive. He got big legs. Got the
big legs. Yeah, you need that. You need that base, that good base.
You gotta have a good base, man. Lonnie said, "Pat, can we relax?" No, sir. We're talking left tackles, baby.
No. Come on now.
I need big legs and meaty backsides.
Come on now.
The problem is we keep getting wisdom tooths.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, Lonnie.
Getting all these mugs built like wisdom tooths. What Cribs say? Ben Johnson extracting all the molars and replacing them with canines.
I like that. That's actually a double entendre. Canine. They can replace them with dogs.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Steven Smith said everyone was sleeping on Karan. He's putting in work. Well, he's not doing nothing right now. He's banged up. But I mean, look, I hope Karan's able to get into the mix too. I don't care who the guy is. Like Jordan is team Ozzie. I'm team don't let my quarterback get hit from the left side.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah.
I don't care which one it is. If Jordan goes out there and they're like, I need 2 steaks for every time you stop a guy and he just is dominant, put him on the left side. I could care less.
That's right.
I just want somebody out there that is able to stop pass rushers from hitting my quarterback from the left side. That's
everybody put Team Jordan in the chat. That's right. I'll sign up for the Bears.
Team Jordan in the chat is crazy.
Need a job anyway.
Let's finish it out with this, JC. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. JC, we are over 200 in the chat. 237, 51 likes on the video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Make sure that you guys are tapping in with the podcast as well. We're updating that daily, and make sure that you guys are tuned in with us on the newsletter, Catching a Breeze, over on the Patreon. We're giving you guys all kinds of content. If you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. Jump in the Discord as well.
Papa Mo is killing it.
Yeah. Oh man, the Discord has been elite, bro.
Killing it.
Throughout the months has been elite. But no, man. What are the biggest questions and answers that you got from yesterday's game, JC?
Well, the biggest question for me, I mentioned it yesterday, but I think you still have a competition at cornerback 2 or DB2, whichever you want to say. Nashawn Wright and Tariq Stevenson started the game together, and we talked about it. I don't think there was a clear-cut advantage for either one, but all throughout camp, you've heard Nashawn's Wright constantly being mentioned as doing his job. On time with defending passes, pass breakups, interceptions during training camp. And so, is there an actual, competition there? I think there is. And now, how I feel about Tariq Stevenson. I'm not saying he's a complete wash or anything of that nature. I'm not going to go crazy, but I think that there is a path where he could get replaced.
Yeah.
Once Jalen comes back, where you have Jalen, Nashawn, and Kyler being your starting cornerbacks, and Tariq being a backup, which Tariq is a backup. That's elite, but at the same time, you're supposed to be a starter. So my thing is, because there's not a clear advantage, I think Tariq Stevenson has some work to do. There's going to be a lot more one-on-ones with cornerbacks, on an island by themselves this year. And I think he needs to step up. And so that's what I want to see. I want to see in week 2 versus the Buffalo Bills in the preseason, if there is going to be a clear advantage or a clear person in the lead for that role.
Well, or if there's going to be both of them on the field at the same time too. That's the conversation you truly got to
True.
have.
Yeah,
Because,
well, yeah,
I mean,
Jalen. Yeah.
we don't know what's the latest on Jalen Johnson. I mean, all they said was, yeah, he's still banged up, and maybe we'll get him back by week 1. What you mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't like that.
I didn't
don't
like that. I didn't like
Yeah.
that. But I do agree with you. Listen, I thought yesterday we saw Nashawn Wright get an opportunity to play. We saw I don't think Tyreek. Maybe Tyreek did play. I don't remember seeing Tyreek out there.
Tyreek started in the very, very
Tyreek
beginning. Yeah, saw 29 out there in the
you
first.
got an opportunity to see both of them for a little while. Nothing crazy. I thought that, very much like Tyreek told us, he was like, you're on an island. You're going to get an opportunity to make your money. Yeah, he is out there. I'm looking at the play right now, just trailing the play. You look at you're on an island, and he said you get an opportunity to make your money. Who's going to be the best on that island?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be the best player who's able to go out there and be in those one-on-one situations and stay in front of his man and be able to contain his man? I thought that the aggressiveness from the DBs wasn't enough, which is surprising from a Tyreek Stevenson and Nashawn Wright. I thought that the receivers were really getting the best of them early on in the game once that 4th down was gotten. Once they got the 4th down, I thought that, even in the run game, it was a little bit more, but I thought, they moved the ball fairly easily. You got to be more aggressive up front, especially when you're on that island. Or you got to be elite in the PBU game in trailing. And neither of them looked like that yesterday. Now, again, this is first batch of football they've played. That's real football. I'm not making any grand predictions on who the team is or, what the team is because of it. But it did feel like, you had a good opportunity to take a hold of this competition in game 1. And neither of them really did it. I've more times than not, when I remember seeing 25, it was on the back end of a bad play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, my biggest question right now, and I know, listen, I think this is almost every team's biggest question, so I don't even know if it's that concerning. But I think we got a question and answer on one side of the ball, or a question on one side of the ball and an answer on the other. Biggest question, O-line depth. You quickly get, now no team has elite O-line depth, but Tyson Bagent was running for his life out there. 2 sacks yesterday. I mean, he was always pressured just about every play. Still was able to get the ball out. Like I said, I thought he had a pretty good day yesterday overall, but you see how much it limits that play calling. You quickly get back to, what we saw last season, which is a problem. On the defensive side, I think you got an answer on some defensive line depth, though. And I think that's the question on O-line depth. Look, most teams don't have elite O-lines. You usually have guys that can step in and be spot start players. I do think we have that in Ryan Bates. I do think we have that in I'll say Bill Murray, because Bill Murray kind of was somebody that we could forget about. But you don't want all 5 of those guys out there at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't want to live in that world. So your hope is that if you're just throwing somebody in, you'll still be fine. I thought we got an answer, though, on the defensive line depth. I thought that, what we saw from Austin Booker yesterday, outside of the fact that that had me tingly, was, hey, I'm still in this league. I can still be a player, and I need to be a part of this mix. And even with that, you still had Dominique Robinson on the other side, I thought, looking pretty good. I thought that you had moments and flashes of Zach Pickens. Who thought we could say that?
There you go.
I'm not going to sit here and say he had a great game, because there's a lot of moments where you go, he's still on the field. Mm-hmm. And I will say, most of those moments of Zach Pickens came from going up against the third stringers. Mm-hmm. But there were moments where he was pushing his man backwards into the lap of the quarterback, forcing him into either Dom Rob or Austin Booker. And those are moments that I can hang my hat on, at least right now.
Yeah, I would love to see Zach Pickens just kind of gain his confidence back. You mentioned it yesterday that, he looked like he had the clear advantage when this was all starting with Javon and him being drafted. He kind of had the edge and then got hurt, and then Javon just kind of continued to increase and grow and grow and grow. And we're expecting the Javon to be hopefully a special player. But I would love for Zach to be a good depth piece. Now you got Grady, you got a Dangbo, you got Shamar, you got all these pieces, you got Billings back, and so there's going to be a little bit of a crowded defensive tackle on the roster. So
Yeah.
you're fighting for your position, you're fighting for time, you're fighting for reps, and so hopefully he continues to improve during the preseason. The other question that I have, which really is a good question for me that I saw yesterday, was who's going to win the linebacker 3 role? Ruben
Yeah.
Hippolyte and Noah Sewell both had really good games. From a statistics standpoint, I think Ruben Hippolyte had the most tackles on the team for six, I think at 6. You saw a couple of highlights. I looked back and I saw some highlights of him being broken down on
Ruben
YouTube
had 5.
yesterday.
Noah
Had
Sewell
5.
had 6. Noah Sewell and Austin
Noah
Booker
had
tied for the
6.
most
Okay.
tackles. Ruben
Okay.
Hippolyte had 5, 4 solo, 1 assisted.
1 assisted. But you constantly saw his athleticism, which is what was his calling card when we drafted him, on display. When he was in coverage, he was right on the receiver, right on the running back coming out of the backfield. When he had to kind of, get into the gaps to try and stop a run, he was explosive. And I believe I might have had a tackle for loss, or it was like a tackle for no gain,
Yeah.
at least on a running back play where he was there first. And so I was impressed with that. Noah Sewell stood out constantly. We obviously know the big play when he stopped the guy on 4th down, came right through the hole and just immediately put the pressure on him, stopped it, and then did the swole, celebration with Ben Johnson. And so those two, we talk about Jack Sanborn. Jack Sanborn, he was a
Yeah.
consummate pro. How is he going to be replaced? We don't know what's going on. Noah Sewell's issue has always been his health. Hopefully, if he stays healthy, he'll solidify that role. But even so, Ruben Hippolyte, I'll be honest, he impressed me yesterday.
Yeah, listen, I think Ruben is exactly I think you hit the nail on the head, right? He's your Jack Sanborn. He's your other guy. Now, the difference is Jack Sanborn was undrafted. But Dennis Allen said we needed to get faster at that position, and you got a heck of a lot faster. Noah Sewell, listen, we've wondered, okay, why is he on the roster? It feels like he can play, but you need that speed, and he was the one that we kept going, hey, that's the guy that you eventually are going to replace Jack Sanborn with, but he never was healthy enough to be out there to actually go try and replace Jack Sanborn. Seeing Noah Sewell have a day like he did yesterday, I know it's something small, but you hit the nail on the head. 6 tackles for Noah Sewell, 3 solo, 3 assisted. Ruben Hippolyte, 5 tackles, 4 solo, 1 assisted. I believe Noah Sewell had a forced fumble as well. There were 4 forced fumbles. The Bears recovered 2 of them. Powers Eccles and Alex Cook got on one. Alex Cook broke one up. Austin Booker forced the fumble, and Tasheem Johnson forced the fumble yesterday. But seeing Noah Sewell be in the mix as far as the big stop on the goal line, and he's the one that Flus is flexing at. Seeing him be in the mix, forcing fumbles, seeing him be in the backfield, just flying through that B gap. There were so many things that I thought that Noah Sewell did truly well yesterday. And I'll be honest with you, when you talk about answers, or questions or answers,
right? Yeah,
it was a surprise.
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't know he could play.
Yeah.
You see him in practice, and it's yes, he's flying around, he's on the field, and he actually looks like he can play on a field when real competition is there. That is a difference maker that I didn't think we expected to see from Noah Sewell. And so very good to see that. I think the third linebacker is a big question right now. And I think that competition may be a little bit closer than we thought it was, because that was
absolutely.
one of the competitions that I'm not going to say it's truly one where it's well, I got my 1 and my 2. But I think, I was having a conversation earlier. When you talk about the depth on the team, the linebacker depth on the team, do you feel a little bit better about it now because of those two? They got to see their first game action, and they did pretty good. I think the question is some of that linebacker depth, but you got some nice pieces backing up TJ and Tremaine out there.
Yeah, no, that's going to be exciting, and that's the biggest key is get your depth and make sure you can solidify that linebacker 3 role. My biggest answer is, and this is a credit to Ryan Poles, and really, I guess that is the answer is Ryan Poles. You did an excellent job drafting this year. I believe that all of the rookies, or most of the rookies, will have an impact on the season at some point. As we continue this thing. Um, so many different things that you saw on display yesterday. Of course, Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, they kind of were used minimally. I think
Yeah, it was
Colston only had
early.
one throw, and I'm just glad that he didn't get hurt, because it was a mean tackle on him when he caught the ball. But you know what he potentially can bring. I
Yeah.
think he'll be special. Luther Burden actually had a couple of nice catches, one for a first down and another catch. I think it was a 15-yarder and a 16-yarder that
Yeah.
he got. And so, you saw his athleticism and his catching on display. Jade Walker, undrafted. Jade
Yeah,
Walker,
it came down with a tutty.
man, awesome. Number 13 too. I'm missing on the name. When Tyson Bagent threw it to him
Oh,
on
Marcus Alexander.
Alexander, yeah. Oh, man, he had a really nice toe tap.
That
Got
was a
up,
nice
went
catch.
up, went up
Rewatching
and
that
caught
was an
it. Yeah,
insane catch.
that was a special
It was a
catch.
nice catch.
That's not a. I didn't expect him to catch it,
Yeah.
because I thought it was too high of a ball, or that he wasn't going to get his feet down. He did both. That was impressive. And then, of course, Calvin Nungai, our guy. I think he had the most yards, 6 carries for 30, if I'm not mistaken, for an average of 5.
Calvin Nungai, 6 carries, 30 yards, average of 5 yards per game. Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Nungai out there.
let's
5
go.
yards per carry. I'll take that.
You saw his vision on display. Him, kind of cut back and get a couple of yards. You saw him run through a guy and continue to move forward and move the pile. You never saw him get hit, knocked back. Outside of when he had to block for a pass. He got thrown, but he put his body on the line. I love that.
But I think listen, you got to be in the right spot. You know what I mean? Like, he was in the right spot. He bought your whole job there. You're not an offensive lineman. You're not going to be able to sit there and hold up defensive ends for, an hour or whatever. Like, you're not going to be that guy unless you're D. Henry back there.
Yeah.
More times than not, you're getting blown up.
Yeah.
He was willing to put his body out there and take that shot to make sure that Tyson had that extra second to throw that football. Now, I don't know if there was a route he was supposed to run or what, but he was down. But you put yourself out there. You put yourself in a position to make the block, and you made the block, or the block made you. One or the other.
Whatever.
The
How
block
you
is
see
hot.
it.
Yeah, I mean, the block is hot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought Kyle Monangai yesterday really showed something. I don't know if it's tough because of how many running backs were utilized. I don't know if you can say he showed you that he needs to be a number 1 running back, or that he's, one of the best running backs on your team.
Mm-hmm.
But 6 carries for 5 yards was the best yesterday.
Yeah.
6 carries for 5 yards per carry was the best yesterday. I thought he put you in some good positions. I thought that he was someone who was, if the game continues to go on and you continue to hand the football off to him, that you can rely on him.
A good lather.
Yeah. Got to get a good lather on him. And what do you have, a 13-yard gain on one of those runs? So
yeah, I think that was the one where he knocked the guy over and kept moving for the first.
His feet don't stop moving.
Yeah.
And I think that's something to really hang your hat on. I'm a big Manung guy. Everybody knows it.
Big Manung.
I was listen, it's preseason game 1. I thought it was a fun game. I was excited about it. Just like I'm excited about the fact that we have over 300 NHL. 300.
All right.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Kyle is like, he's not. I'd say my first impression of him, you go, he's got a quick first step. I wouldn't say that he's gonna be the breakaway guy.
No.
I still think you need that breakaway guy. At 5'9", that's a little bit tough. If there's a difference, because everybody's always like, we got Ashton Genty at home because their stature is similar and stuff like that. Ashton Genty got astroburner. Ashton Genty got crazy speed.
Yeah, he's definitely
got a little bit. Yeah, man. We'll catch you.
He's the great value version of him. Yeah, he's the great value version.
Little great value.
I mean, that's what Ben Johnson wanted and had in Detroit. You know, he had the lightning and the thunder. We might for what's a smaller version of that? You know, the I don't know. What's
Smaller version of lightning
of
and thunder?
lightning and
Is that what
thunder?
you're
Yeah.
looking for here?
What's the cheaper version of lightning and thunder? That's what we got on our. We got Swift.
we got
and we
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, there we go. You know,
It's
peanut
the
butter and
workman's
jelly, you know.
sandwich right there. It's
That's
not
right.
there's no steak on that, but it's just a
Oh,
workman's
man.
sandwich.
So we got a Dollar Tree version of that. You know, so if you got the boom,
Dollar Tree.
you got the boom with Cal Monunga, and you got the bam with DeAndre Swift. You know, bada boom, bada bing. There you go.
That analogy didn't work for you the entire way. You were trying to find it.
It's the bada boom and the bada bing.
Yeah,
That's the version of lightning and thunder that we got. Okay, there you go with it. Just go with it.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to Show Love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. The Morning Breeze is back, as you can tell by JC completely oversleeping.
I'll be on time next time. My bad,
Appreciate
guys.
y'all for tuning in
Sorry.
and showing love.
All right.
Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, it's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Bed down. One love. Peace. Maybe one day we'll sign Josh Giddey.
Bro, that man, just sign him already. God.
Yeah, not yet.
Low balling this guy.
No signing him yet, buddy.
Low balling.